Even though Election Day has passed us, many people are still feeling that pit feeling in their stomach about what will happen next. One Traverse City therapist says that the biggest factor in relieving Election Day stress is to step away from your devices. If you take a look out into this field, there are almost 4,000 turkeys. James Beal has been working here on this farm for almost 60 years to make sure that every single turkey is ready for Thanksgiving. We are as close as we can get right now. I'll take a step out of the way here so you can get a good look. But those trailer brake lights right there belong to the MSP Grayling crime response team that just arrived here on scene. And the Benzie County Sheriff is still here investigating what they are calling a homicide here at a home in Alberta. The call came in at around 6 o'clock this evening, and the Benzie County Undersheriff says that when they arrived on scene, 4 family members had been shot. 2 were pronounced dead at the scene, and the other 2 were taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. The sheriff's office says that they are still working to determine what happened, but say 2 weapons were used and all of the shots came from inside of the house.
All 4 people are members of the same household and the same family, a mother and a father and 2 adult male sons, and we don't believe any suspects are at large.
The mother and 1 son died. The father and the other son are still in the hospital. The Benzie County Sheriff's Office is still investigating, but again, they say that there is no active shooter or threat to the community.
People are not going to vote 2 and 3 times. It just doesn't happen.
The State Board of Canvassers is now overseeing Antrim County's recount of election ballots after an error skewed the vote. Board member Julie Matuzak says that there was no evidence of collusion in the county.
We're the sort of third set of eyes that actually looks at this, makes sure everything balances, makes sure everything is in accordance with the rules.
Matuzak says that she's confident in the state's checks and balances when it comes to voting. As an extra precaution, the board will still investigate the situation in Antrim County.
We will look at that after the election. We will audit all of the results, and if people point out problems, we'll try to figure out what those problems were.
Tonight, the Antrim County clerk, along with the company who made the software, released a statement saying this technically wasn't an issue with the software.
It's a perfect example of the system working. I mean, yeah, there was a software error, but it got caught right away. And we had a paper trail that people could follow.
The State Board of Canvassers says that they will be meeting on November 23rd to verify all the votes across the state. After being reassured that their horses have the proper vaccinations to help fight against the disease, Hopewell Ranch still wanted to make sure their horses were being protected against this year's influx of mosquitoes. They say they haven't gotten much helpful guidance from the state, but are happy to see them now taking action.
We're grateful, that people are taking proactive action to help make sure that the mosquito population is manageable and hopefully keep the EEE out of our area.
Hopewell Ranch says that one of the state's pieces of advice is to stay away from large animals. Well, because they work so closely to these animals, they say that ask isn't realistic.
Some of it's just not applicable. We have to do what we have to do to make sure that they're well cared for because they care for so many people that come out to this ranch.
And Hopewell Ranch wants to make sure that those visiting the horses are limiting their risk of triple E too.
We always recommend that people bring their own, if they have, some kind of bug spray that they can put on themselves, mosquito spray, making sure that they're wearing long pants.
The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says they are starting their aerial sprays tonight in Clare and Montcalm counties.